Nope. Well, I am. How's everyone doing tonight? Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing fine.
Doing fine.
Yeah.
How you feeling today?
Okay.
You've been really wrestling with being tired
Yeah.
this past few days. You feeling good today? Not tired?
Feel fine.
Good. Good.
It's been hot though.
Yes. Temperatures are ramping up, and they're going to be getting even hotter. We've been getting kind of low 90s, right?
What
I think today was kind of mid 90s.
mid 90s? I think next week we might be getting some triple digits.
Might touch 100. Oh, who's all here? Gooseberry Homestead, how's it going? Joseph Johnson, how you doing? Leo's in the house, what's up? They call me Socks. James Carrot, Aurelie, hello, hello. Um, Man, I am excited to kind of talk about what's been happening with the house. We've made changes, we made additions to the house that we haven't got to show you guys yet. Now, I know we missed Tuesday's video. That's crazy. Those additions that we made kind of ran a little bit into our normal video production day. That plus, like, you've been wanting to, well, you've been working on a drawing now for a while, and you've been really hard at it this week, right?
Yeah. I'd like to get that finished and hopefully sent out tomorrow.
Yeah, you've been really hustling on that with that drawing, so that's been taking up pretty much most of your time, but you're still finding time to work on a dozen other projects and things around here. Um, so yeah, due to the additions, it took a little extra time. So we missed that video. We apologize. We're here with you live, gonna discuss it, gonna talk about it. And we will have that video out Saturday, right? Or should I not say that? Should I not promise that?
As far as I
Because the
know,
drawing still
it'll.
isn't done. The drawing still isn't done. We're gonna try and get that video out. Meanwhile, we're still working on projects, and we're getting more things done. I'm excited about that. A lot of people have been asking about the rainwater harvesting, and we're working on getting that in place because the monsoon season is right around the corner. Officially, monsoon season starts kind of like toward the middle of this month, right? Starts kind of like in the middle of June, June 15th, I think, runs to through September.
Yeah, but it's different every year.
It's different
Like
every year.
when the
So,
rain
like, yeah,
actually comes.
I mean, when it usually hits us, it is usually, it really starts coming down kind of mid July. I mean, last year it didn't come down at all. But, like, mid July is kind of like when things should be in place. But I really want to try and aim for having things done maybe by the middle of this month. I've just been working on things a little bit at a time. So what I've been doing lately is I had some metal flashing in the front of the roof, took all that off, and I put some regular metal roofing panels in place just to kind of extend that roof line out a little bit. And I think it'll work really nice when I put the gutters back in place.
Big Papa Aaron says it's 108 in the shade of my back porch right now in Las Vegas.
Vegas gets hot.
Yeah,
I've
and
only visited Vegas, but yeah.
like Phoenix. What did you say the temps were in Phoenix?
Oh, they're already over 100.
They're like close to 110 something.
Probably like, he's usually 10 degrees above us, so they've probably been like 104, 105. But they will. When we get to 100, they'll be at 110 plus. And it's the city, and the city is always hotter even then, you might get temperatures like at 110, 120 there in Phoenix, but everything has so much asphalt and pavement that you're also getting that reflected heat as well. So, like, if you're living in the city in Phoenix, it almost never cools down. Is that accurate? I don't want to put out false information. We'll put it through the fact checker.
What?
Whereas the temps out here in the country, let's say, um, we'll have some pretty hot temperatures, but you don't get that same reflected heat as much.
Mm. The city effect.
Yeah, city effect. And things will cool off here really nicely at night.
Spy Guy 777 says California is very dry. They're hurting for water. Yeah, I think the whole West is really, it's getting really bad.
You were actually just reading about that.
I was
the
reading some
whole
articles.
Western United States is having some issues.
Yep. People are actually fighting over water in some states.
It's bad. The water wars have started, y'all. Do you have to prep the cistern before you catch water? No, the cistern is actually ready to go. The cistern could still use a little bit of work on the roof. That was something another project we were going to kind of finish. But, I mean, the cistern is technically finished. The roof is finished. Everything's good to go. It just needs, like, little tweaks here and there. But that's ready to catch water. It has a little bit of water in it. But what I think I'm going to do is once I start plumbing things up to the roof, I'm going to have two pipes coming off the roof. One will go to the cistern, and the other I'm going to plumb back into the poly tanks. I have an idea for that, and that way, because we're still using the poly tanks. It was my fault. I kind of overestimated. I kind of thought we'd progress with the house a lot faster than we did. And I thought we'd be able to tap into that cistern water sooner. We're actually still using the water from the poly tanks. That's my fault. So I think I'm gonna try and get some rainwater into these poly tanks since we're still using them. But I'll also be getting water into the cistern as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of double up that way.
Yeah, and if the poly tanks overflow, then that just goes right back into the cistern too.
And what I'll have to do is I'm gonna do it real simple, and I'm actually gonna plumb the roof through one of the overflow pipes I have in there. And then when those tanks fill up, I'll actually have another overflow pipe, and that will overflow back to the cistern. So all that water, then if the poly tanks fill up, all that water will then go into the cistern.
Catherine says, I just watched your septic videos. So good. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Good. I hope that was helpful.
Informative. A lot of people still had questions on the septic, and I thought we went over it pretty well. But a lot of people want designs and stuff like that. We tried to include as much of that information and be helpful. I figured people moving into the county would be interested in that.
Yeah, people in the county.
Sunny's Place, hello. How's Crew doing today? Crew has been.
He's a different dog in the summer.
Yeah, he doesn't like the heat. He's good in the mornings and the evenings, but during the day he's out cold. This is how he spends pretty much most of the day. And we keep air conditioning on for him, so that's not too bad. But he's usually pretty docile during the day.
Yeah, I just took him out to see if he had to do his business, and he peed on a couple bushes, and then he ran back inside. He did not want to be out there.
No, way too hot. Terraform Tiny Homes says, can you collect rainwater off your domes? If so, how do you collect?
Ooh,
That's a really good question. Should we get into it right away?
We can. Yeah, I think we will be talking about that in the next video coming up too.
Do we talk about it in the next video?
A little bit.
Okay. We'll talk about it a little bit here, and then I'll probably go into some more detail in the video. But the cool addition that we have to the dome, I've been working on that this week, is getting the eaves up. So we finally got all the eaves around the dome. And the eaves will serve a multi-purpose. So one, they'll be able to provide shade, and they'll kind of keep that summer sun out of the windows. The eaves will kind of the cob from down below. We'll also be able to catch rainwater to kind of turn them into gutters as well. So we'll be able to catch rainwater off of them. Plus, we'll be able to use that as kind of like the base for adding straw bales to the dome. And I'm excited about all of it. I can't wait for you guys to see how the eaves look. I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's gonna be so cool.
It's gonna be wild when it's done. Well, the eaves are up, but it's presented another challenge. We'll talk about that.
Oh, Blake says, what advice do you guys have to give to me? He's 24 and his fiance is 23 with 2 small kids. We really want to go off grid. That's cool to hear, like a couple in their 20s wanting to do that. A lot of older folks are trying to move off grid too, but it's nice to hear like younger people interested in that too.
Marlena, hey, says fun to see you guys in crew. Thank you very much. So what were you gonna say?
I mean, I know there's people doing it who have kids, and small kids too. So, I mean, there's different considerations than like a couple like us who doesn't have kids. You're gonna want to think about what they need, but I mean, it's totally doable.
It's totally doable. I think why it's a lot more popular with the older generation is because maybe they have more things that they can invest, more money that they can put in, and it might be a little bit more difficult for younger people to kind of get into it because honestly, it really helps if you have a bunch of money going into it. Things you can invest to kind of get yourself set up.
Yeah, once you are set up, you can live in such a way where your monthly expenses are pretty low. But sometimes it takes more to get started.
I really feel like this kind of thing, kind of living off grid, kind of being more self-sufficient is a great opportunity, especially if you have young kids, to kind of raise them a little differently than kind of more modern way of raising kids, and it offers some unique opportunities for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Are straw bales readily available in Arizona? They are not. They are surprisingly difficult to get, at least where we are. We're like in a straw bale desert out here. We used to be able to get them at a local Tractor Supply, but they've been out for over a year. So we have to travel probably at least an hour to be able to get a hold of some. And the problem is, a lot of people in this area are building with straw bales.
They're taking all the
They're
bales.
taking all the bales. I mean, no fault to them. You know, a lot of people building with straw bales. It's a good way to build. But I think I know like 3 people have gotten like hundreds of straw bales between them to build their houses. So hopefully we'll have enough. I don't know, but we'll be able to get by. We don't. The straw bales are even something we could add later on.
Yeah.
It's
right.
not. It's not going to be a critical part.
Stephanie says, hello from Oregon. Starting an Earthbag build later this summer. How do you keep your black water tanks from freezing or getting scorching hot? We haven't had any issues with that.
I tell you, the more water you have in there, the less you have to worry about it.
The water helps stabilize the temperature.
It'll stabilize the temperature. So if we have hoses connected to this tanks, that water will get hot.
That's the thing. Like any pipes or hoses that are sitting out,
those will be subject to getting really hot or freezing.
Yeah.
But the tanks themselves, the water in the tanks themselves, will do absolutely fine out here. I never have to worry about them freezing. I don't have to worry about it burning up.
Jade
I've had luck with Jim's Feed Store in Sierra Vista. I've seen that place and I meant to take a look at it. So
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I meant to take a look at
Yeah, should check that out. Jade asks, will you be working at night instead of day? Yeah, I think
that. Yeah,
we'll probably be working like evenings and early morning.
that'll be the way we'll have to go on that for sure. Starting at this point, start things in the evening, get as far as we can, finish it off in the morning before it really ramps up. And we'll have to make sure that we can get out there right away in the morning.
Yeah.
Can't let the can't sleep in anymore. But we could take those afternoon siestas.
Yep. We usually get up pretty early. Like you get up before me even, and
Been doing it quarter to 5.
I've been getting up like probably 5:30.
Yeah. 5 a.m. That's the time we need to get out there and work.
At least.
At least. Straw bales are $5.50. How much are they there? Probably about $11 a bale. And I don't know if the price has gone up, but that's how much it was. We can get some straw bales in that Tractor Supply, but they're these compressed bales. And I'll tell you, those are a ripoff. Those things are about $13 a bale, and you don't get as much straw as the regular straw bales. But I guess it'll do in a pinch if we do need some. Whoa. And the flea and tick season is rolling in quite fiercely, isn't it? I don't think we talked about it in a video, but crew had fleas a while back. And we had to wash them off. We got some shampoo, rinsed them off and everything like that. But he got fleas again.
Yep. I was looking at
He's awake.
brewer's yeast. I don't know if anyone has experience giving their dogs brewer's yeast, but I heard that can help repel fleas. I just don't know how effective it is, but it might be a good thing to give them anyway, just for, his health and skin health and stuff.
But he's up and he's licking me. Oh, he's been licking me constantly today, every time I come in.
I'll leave.
Oh, he wants pets. So Bradley asked, new to this channel, why did you go with individual bags over the opposed long rolls? And I'll tell you, a couple reasons. One, I couldn't find the long continuous bags, the continuous rolls, in the width we need to do the size dome we need. Now we're doing a 20-foot dome, and to do that you need at least almost 2-foot wide bags. And I think the widest I could see the continuous rolls was 18 inches, so it wasn't quite big enough. So that's one thing. Second thing, price. Is those continuous bags get a little bit expensive. At least I know from Cal Earth they can get kind of expensive. So with the individual bags, it's mainly because we can build the size of dome we want, and because it's a lot cheaper. Plus we get to reuse misprinted bags, and I thought that was kind of cool. So instead of these bags getting tossed away or something like that, we could use them for building our home.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than having bags produced strictly just for building. But, I mean, there are advantages for doing the continuous bag. I think the continuous bag could go much faster. They'll be much stronger because there won't be as many seams. And I think those are two big things. How did you guys learn to build with Earthbags? Mainly just by building. I mean, we read some books that gave us a lot of info. We attended a couple of kind of Earthbag seminars, but or
Workshops.
but Mainly, it's just kind of getting in there and kind of building. Everything okay?
Oh, sorry. I'm sure I need vitamin B and amber juice. Okay, cool.
But my suggestion is, if you're new to the building, do some reading, kind of get yourself familiar with that. Watch some YouTube videos, and then just get your hands dirty and
Yeah.
build something. Start small, and kind of get used to the material, get used to the method, and then build up from there. What sort of expectations does the county put on you? Construction plans, etc. Um, if if you're going the regular route of getting the permits and everything like that, and not doing the opt out, you're gonna need plans drawn up and approved. Probably need a lot of inspections as you go through the process. But here in Cochise County, you can do an owner builder opt in. You still need to get like septic inspection. You still need to get like a site inspection, but you don't have to submit plans. You don't have to get inspections as you're building. So pretty much they just kind of trust that you'll kind of build everything up to kind of the codes and standards. But for this kind of type of building, you don't need to. You wouldn't need to go through quite a bit of a hassle as you normally would if you're trying to do a special alternative building,
Yeah. You have to submit the architectural plans.
which could get kind of expensive, especially for this type of building style. But there's some positives to that too, especially if you're not quite sure how to build. You can always get someone to kind of like double check some of those plans.
What's the plan for the non-deck area inside the dome? We'll probably be doing some kind of like earthen floor all around the wood part.
Do you think the builder's opt-out will stay in place? That's a good question. A lot of people will fight for it, but it's a toss-up. There are a lot more people. There are a lot more people building, trying to do alternative builds out here. A lot more people moving into the area, and it'll be kind of up to those individuals trying to do alternative building to kind of make sure they're building things safely and kind of up to code. Because if people kind of make some dangerous builds and there are safety concerns or possibly causing deaths, I mean, they'll take that away right away.
Yeah.
Because they can't have that.
Crew drinking water. How much rain? Oh. You just.
Okay, he's
I was
knocking the camera around.
How much rain this year? Like nothing so far. Like an
Did we have
inch,
anything at the
maybe?
beginning? We kind of had a little bit, I think, toward the winter, but the winter was really dry as well. And we've kind of gotten some light rainfalls, and people have been kind of angry, like, "Oh, get those gutters up! You're missing all that rain."
There's
But
no rain.
honestly, we haven't gotten that much. Like, it rained, but not even enough to record anything. Like, we
Yeah.
had some really light rainstorms
It would be like sprinkles, and then it all evaporates.
right away.
We can't collect it all, so.
So, but from what I'm hearing is that we could possibly have a decent monsoon season. So I'm really excited about getting things set up because it's got to be there in case we get the rains. Tony's in the house. What's up? Built on the Rock Homestead. I don't know if I said hey. How's it going? Patrice's projects. Yeah, we started without you. I'm sorry. How much rain this year, and did you fix your gutter yet? Still working on those gutters. If dog's licking you a lot, is it sweat he's eating? Is it salt deficient in his temps?
Probably.
I think it is. I think he's probably getting a little bit of that extra salt. Like, oh, because he probably doesn't get a whole lot of salt in his like diet or anything like that. It could be salt deficient. I could see that. Will you tell us the materials you use as you build the gutters? Yeah, probably go into those details. When do you expect your roof to go up? No roof. So actually, okay, so let's talk about a little bit about kind of the issue that we have now with building. So I was kind of hoping with in place and the eaves in place, I would just kind of be able to go into back into the bags. But just brings up it would be very difficult to do that at this point because would not be able to just kind of fill the bags and lay them in place. And some of them would require like little tiny bags to fill in some of those gaps. Like you'd almost have to kind of fill it and then like throw it into place or like lift it, and that's not a possibility.
Yeah, the bags do get pretty heavy once they're filled.
So at this point, I think what we're going to have to do for the next maybe 8 to 10 inches is probably do a cob layer, is what we're thinking of. Kind of a thick, hardy cob. We'll do that for the next 8 to 10 inches or so, and then we'll go back into laying bags.
And that'll just be just the area where we have a lot of the
Beam, the boards and stuff like that.
for the loft and eaves. Steve asks, do you expect any further settlement to the building even after the tamping process? I think there probably will be some,
It's
but
possible.
I don't know how much.
Yeah, I mean, and like everything gets tamped pretty well, so I don't think there'd be a lot of settlement.
Right. I think like as we build up, you can tell like the weight of the walls actually push down on the lower parts. So it's probably settling like as we're going.
So by the time we're done, it should be all done settling.
I don't know.
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited about where this project is going. And monsoon should be right around the corner, so I'm not sure how that'll affect if we want to put straw bales in place. But we'll see. Larry Parrish says, gotta go. Thanks for being here, Larry.
Thanks for joining us. Have y'all started with landscaping, trees, swales, or whatever? Not a whole lot, but
Yeah, we've added, we added trees, kind of close to when we came here. That's fed by our gray water, and we put in some gray water basins to kind of collect that water.
since we are running off of rainwater here, we're trying to like do what we can with what we have so far for water, but you know, it kind of takes water to get trees established, but we're trying to plant some like more drought tolerant and native trees. But yeah, we haven't done too much with that so far.
I really want to kind of start putting in some swales, but just with the build here, it would take way too much time
Yeah.
to try and dig it by hand, and which would be what we do. Junior, hello, how's it going? What is the insulation value of the wall when it's done? So if you're looking at just earth bags, earth bags are not very insulative. What they have is thermal mass. And it takes like, I think for every inch of earthen wall, you get like an hour of that thermal mass kind of heating and cooling. So like for a 12-inch thick wall, it would heat up for the day, and then at night it would release that. But if you really want a comfortable earthen house, I recommend probably almost 2 feet thick walls because that'll give it a lot more time to kind of heat up and cool down before the inside starts getting kind of uncomfortable. I know this one guy said he lived in an earthbag house for a while and the walls weren't very thick, so it was actually kind of costly to heat and cool. Now we're going to add straw bales to the outside of those walls, and that will add insulation, especially up to the top. And I forget what the R value is for that, but with the insulation plus the thermal mass, I think this house is going to be very comfortable. And then Crew's gonna take some time to get comfortable. Have a good night, Gooseberry Homestead.
Do you have any leads on a replacement truck yet?
Oh, so that's something we're going to talk about. We do have a couple leads. One, someone was going to email us. We haven't heard from them, but that might be a possibility. We're also looking at another truck online. And we'll see if we can get that one. Yeah, I'm going to just kind of see. Hopefully wish us luck. But maybe we can score something at a fairly good price. But I'm kind of excited because that truck seems pretty nice. So if we could score for a decent price, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I know you were kind of interested in an electric truck because there are a number of electric trucks coming out this year or next. A lot of them next year.
I think an electric truck would be a fantastic addition.
I don't think we can afford that right now.
We won't be able to afford it right now. But that would be very cool.
We were talking about that, but we might want to wait on that anyway, just to kind of see how the technology goes with that. There were some things we weren't quite sure about.
Because I think once we get moved into the house and we're living in the house, I think we're going to be producing way more energy than we need. And I think we could totally power an electric vehicle off the panels that we have right now. Totally doable.
I think for now we'll probably have to get some kind of used truck.
Something, because we need supplies out here. I was just talking the other day, so the roof is finished. I got that ready to go. I got all the extra metal I want on there. Next I can add the gutters. I got all the gutters I need. I can put those up. I need PVC pipe. And the Home Depot nearest to us has been out of PVC pipe for a while. I don't know when they'll get it. But I have access to a truck. Maybe I could go out a little further or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. I need more PVC pipe.
Catherine asks, do you get dew? This time of year I don't notice any dew like in the mornings or anything. But I know when there's enough humidity in the air, we do get it.
I think there are certain times of year, like maybe during monsoon season. And I think sometimes in the winter, we'll see that as well.
Yeah.
Look at that, Hugh Manure's back. I know he's been missed during the lives, but he's making an appearance again.
Yep.
You did a lot of work to get him. He's got a little stand.
A lot of work.
Didn't you?
Not really.
Oh. She was insistent that we get Hugh Manure back out here. How are you guys keeping the water out of your basement half of your bag house? Well, I'll tell you, right now we haven't really had to worry about water getting into the underground portions. But I don't think, I want to be worried if water got down there anyway. It's all going to drain out. Two, I don't know how much water would get in there anyway because it's all kind of sealed. Sealed in from the top, we got cob around it. Maybe a little bit of water would get in, but I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, how long were those holes, those pits, like open pits in the ground before we got that all built?
They went through a monsoon season, I believe, right?
Yeah, and there wasn't like any water in the bottom.
No. Oh yeah, that's just gonna drain It'll be different once we live down there. Obviously, we don't want any water getting in, but
Cobbler, can you add glass for light there? Ooh, that's an idea. We probably could.
oh yeah.
What's up with the cows allowed to roam other people's property? Yeah, that's
Oh yeah.
just
That's
how
just
it
how it is.
is
That's how it
here.
is out here. It's free range.
Yeah,
So it's up to you if you don't want them on your property to keep them out.
yeah.
And if the cow gets hurt on your property, then you're responsible for it. So, and if damage happens, you're responsible if they damage anything on your property, like the owner isn't. So it's best to just kind of keep them out. What will the channel be about once the entire house is built? That's a good
I
question.
don't know.
We're always gonna. There's so many plans. There's so many other things we want to be working on right now, but right now we got to get the house done.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be growing things. We're gonna probably add some animals, and we're gonna keep building things.
So much work to do. Honestly, I want to build another cistern. I'm eager to keep. I'm eager to keep building with earth bags. Are you gonna do hydroponics? Probably not hydroponics. Are you thinking about hydroponics? I know you're.
Aquaponics.
I know you were big in aquaponics before. You want to add an aquaponics system into this, what we're growing now, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Aquaponics. Now, not downplaying hydroponics. I think it's a great method. Aquaponics can be a little touchier, a little messier, but I like the fact that it's a closed loop system. 13 Moons Homestead. We're happy to see you. I've given up on TV, and you guys are my #1 channel on YouTube. Wow, well, thank you. Green Gym Garden be next name. Thanks. Yeah, we put a lot of work into the channel. Yeah, we're recording what we do out here to kind of for us to kind of document things, but we try and make it entertaining, try and make it pleasant to watch, and try and give as much information as we can. Leah, thank you so much for the super chat. Who wants air conditioning?
Yeah.
I think he does. I
you.
think he's moved over to the door and he's like trying to stay cool. Now, honestly, we haven't watched any regular TV in like years since we moved here, and we haven't missed it at all. Blossoms and Bundles, how's it going? Is it premature to be excited for the aquaponics? I can't wait. It's never premature to be excited about aquaponics.
I'm excited.
That's partly what I think what you want to do for some of the loft area, right? Not the loft area we're currently built, but I think the loft area above the.
Possibly.
No, I won't get ahead.
How do you guys survive without working for an income?
Very nicely.
Well, one thing we have to be very conscious of what we spend.
Yes.
So we try to reduce our expenses as much as we can.
The nice thing about living this kind of lifestyle is that it's really cut down on a lot of our monthly expenses. No mortgage, no electric bill, no water bill. So that's cut out a lot.
And then, I mean, over the past few years, we just kind of built up what we've been doing online, making money through social media, through online stores, and
Artwork.
Yep.
get a little bit more creative about how you're bringing in income,
Yeah.
and try and diversify it a little bit. You know, not just have income from one source, but if you can kind of get several things going. No TV in 16 years. That's what I like to hear.
Wow.
That's a
Yeah.
record. Actually, we probably would have had no TV for a longer time, um, but we had to have cable for a while when we were living in the city. But otherwise, we probably would have been like maybe 10 years with no TV. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't really watch much.
Too busy.
Yeah.
How will you heat your home? That's a good question. We're thinking of possibly doing a rocket mass heater or perhaps a wood stove. I like the idea of a rocket mass heater, and we have the plans for that. And we'll see how it goes. If we can put something like that, I really like that. Very efficient.
Yeah. And part of that is just the way the house is oriented and making use of like the solar
Solar
gain.
gain during the winter.
Yeah. And we also have like some vents put in certain places that I'm hoping might help regulate the temperature if we need it. So like there's some on the north side of the house and some on the south side, and we're planning on putting a greenhouse on the south side. So that might create some heat on that side, and we might be able to kind of funnel that in if we needed it.
And I think the way we'll design the greenhouse, so where it'll like give a lot of solar gain in the winter, and then we might have it vine over, or maybe even put some shade cloth off over
In the
during the
summer.
summer, so it's not heating things up too much.
Yep.
Anthony, hello.
Are there plans to put electrical outlets in the loft area?
We did not have plans for that. Are you gonna want anything in there? I can still put in.
I think so.
Okay, that's a good thing.
At
I'll
least
put in.
something.
I'll put in a. I'll put in a Velcro plate so we can put some electrical up there.
Does he want to go out? I'll take
Do you
him
think
out.
you want to go outside?
You get into my car.
Yeah, he might. Crew might want to sit outside for a while. It might be getting hot in here because we usually have the air going. Need more videos, please. Love you both. Oh, I know. We want to get more of it. We'd like to put more videos out. But two a week plus live seems to be a really good pace for us. I know we didn't even get 2 videos out this week, but a bunch of projects just kind of piled up at the same time. But I think 2 seems to be what we can handle, as well as um, working on all the projects and trying to get some type of chores done. I think that's about all we can kind of muster. But I think it works out well because we get a decent amount of footage during that time. Then we can kind of put things together. Did we get a super chat? Did I miss that? Oh, Daniel.
Daniel.
Thank you very much, Daniel. I was trying to buy land in Cochise County, but I was warned about fissures. Are there any in your... Not... that's a good question. No fissures on our land. And I have not seen any kind of near us.
You know, there's a map that you can check that shows where the fissures are.
Oh, that's a good point.
I know there's some. Was it in the Wilcox area?
Wilcox area. We've seen that firsthand.
Yeah.
But I expect more could happen because there are so many wells going in. A lot of what I'm most concerned about is like the agricultural things. People coming in, putting in a lot of these orchards, and then pumping up so much groundwater. I think some of these wells are going in like at least 1,000 feet deep, sometimes maybe even more.
Yeah. I know, like, Wilcox is a big problem area because of the geology of it. It's a closed basin, so, you know, there's not a lot of groundwater, like, coming into the area, and there's too much getting pumped out.
Editing is very time consuming. It is. It can be, especially the way Just does it. You really take your time, and you probably put in. It usually takes you over a day to do a video, but like, how many hours would you say you spend editing? Because you're not sitting there editing or running around doing other things too. Like, you got to stay busy. You can't just keep sitting there.
Yeah.
But how many hours would you say it takes to put into one video, if you can?
I don't know. I've never actually kept track of that. Maybe 12.
You think 12 solid hours of editing?
I don't
I
know,
feel like
8
that's
to
almost.
12.
I feel like it's almost 12 hours. It takes you, but you do a lot in that 12 hours. Oh, a lot of other things.
Mm.
Takes a while.
Have you considered water erosion of the dirt coating on the dome during heavy rain? Yep. Um, so, I mean, that will wear away eventually, but our experience with using the cob with the long straw in it is that it lasts quite a while, even with heavy rain. So, like, we have some other structures and things that we've built that have been just sitting out here exposed for like over a year, and they're still holding up. They have definitely eroded a bit, but yeah, it will take a while. But if we do want that to be more weather resistant, we'll have to add something to protect it a little more.
Thank you very much, Patrice, for stopping by. We appreciate it. Yeah, I'm a little excited and kind of nervous about the next step of the build. We've never actually done like cob for kind of like structural purposes. So it'll be interesting to kind of get the right mix. It's going to need to be a little drier, a little bit more solid mix to kind of build onto that wall. But I'm excited to give it a try.
When do you expect to move in?
I think we could maybe start kind of moving things in slowly. Maybe getting some things kind of ready to get moved in ahead of time. And kind of move in kind of slowly. Maybe we can even like kind of get the bedroom set up and kind of maybe do some sleeping down there. It'd be nice if we could take advantage of that bedroom kind of when the well, summer's already here. But I'd love to be able to sleep in that underground bedroom right about now, eh?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Are you going to keep any livestock? We'll definitely be getting some animals in the future, sometime after the house is built. Now those mini bales are too expensive. Compressed bales are expensive, $13, and you don't get nearly as much straw, I think, as the regular bales. What do you think about adding a switched outlet for an exhaust fan in the loft? You could draw in cool air at night like a mini attic fan. Possibly, but I think we might try and do as much kind of passively as we can, and we might even add kind of like a solar chimney to the dome. Still doing something kind of like that.
Possibly.
The upside of downsizing. Hello from Indiana. Hello. Are you basically plastering over bales? We will. We will be. If we can do it, you know.
You don't think we can do it?
If we can. I'm not, you know, I definitely want to. But, you know, depending on when those monsoon rains come. I
Yeah.
don't know if we'll be able to pull the bales up right away.
Yeah, I might have to wait on that.
I hope you got my birthday card. Did you get that? Oh, did you get a hat yet?
Yeah.
And a birthday card? Um, yeah, we got a couple of hats. Someone sent a couple of hats. You wore that hat kind of just recently, right?
Yep.
The one that we got in the mail.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome. Does it ever snow where you are?
It can. Um, this past winter we didn't. Did we get anything? You know, we got what we got. We got hail, right?
Got hail. We did get some snow.
Did we get a little snow?
Yep.
Our first winter here, we actually got a bunch of snow. Probably record-breaking snow. Probably 8 to 10 inches altogether. Wouldn't you say?
Was that record breaking? Or are you just making that up?
I'm just kind of making it. It's record-breaking for us.
Okay.
For as long as we've been keeping track. A lot of snow. I heard it was kind of unusual. I don't know if it's record-breaking, but I heard that much snow is kind of unusual.
Yeah. Usually we'll maybe get snow once or twice during winter, and it's just kind of a dusting. And
Oh,
it
that's right. We did
melts.
get snow, didn't we? I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the snowball fight and everything like that. I totally forgot all about it. Good night, Stover family. Will you be back with a video? What you got so far this weekend? We'll be back with a video
Yes.
Saturday. We'll have one up. I'm very excited to show you guys the eaves. The eaves will be the big thing on
John asked, do you eventually want to have a swimming pool?
that. Swimming pool is not high on our priority, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. If we did do a swimming pool, it'd be some type of kind of like natural swimming pool, I think. I'd be more interested in kind of getting some ponds in first, something that'd be a little bit more useful. Pool would be further down on the list. If we ever get bored.
Dustin asked, is there a large community of alternative builders out near y'all?
It's definitely growing.
It's fun.
We're building with Earthbags. Other people building with Earthbags. Straw bale building going on. The upside of downsizing, they're right there. They're doing straw bale. Midlife Prices is doing straw bale. I know there are people north of us building with cobs. So there's a lot of different techniques going on all over the county. I'm very excited about it. It's very exciting to see what everyone's working on. The upside of downsizing says 72 degrees and 78% humidity. I like the temps, but that humidity, that's rough. Brainstorm Makers, how's it going? Says I have no clue how to say thank you, but I need your videos more and more. Well, that's a great way to say thank you right there. We appreciate it. We appreciate people taking that time to watch our videos, giving a big thumbs up. That helps us out tremendously.
It's the coldest it gets there. The coldest I've seen since we've been living here was 13 degrees. I think it can get down to around 10 degrees at the coldest.
So it can get pretty cold at night here in the winters.
But the daytime temperatures in the winter is pretty nice. It's usually above freezing.
I say, we have fairly good temperatures all year round. In the summer it does get hot, but those nighttime, morning temperatures are really nice. Usually pretty good sleeping weather. In the wintertime it's the exact opposite. It gets cold, but the daytime temps are really nice to work in. Do you have any info about earth tubes? We've definitely done some reading on that.
Have you ever been to Taos, New Mexico?
We have not. I'd like to get down there sometime. But we haven't been there. That's definitely got to be on the list. I think that's definitely got to be on the list eventually. I think. I really appreciate the videos and the way that you always make the effort to answer questions to our role models and more people need to like. Well, there you go. I don't know about role models. We're just trying to do our best out here and have a good time doing it. Ever consider getting a small tractor with a loader to make the dirt digging go faster? That would be nice, but that's kind of way down our list. Probably have to worry about a truck first, then possibly a tractor. Ooh, Danny Crowder says you should get the tape Monday, 7th of June.
Oh, okay, cool.
Little Mountain Life, how's it going? Congratulations on 10,000 subscribers. Leo, you're very welcome. Where else were you planning to build gabion walls? You sure have plenty of rock for some cool projects. We'll probably build a gabion right around the. I think we're probably doing a gabion right around the base of the Earthbag home. Do you have any other plans for gabions?
Not currently, but
we're gonna be building. Trust me, there'll be more in our future for sure.
is it going to be a one-story Earthbag home? Well, I guess technically it's almost 2.5.
2.5 stories. We'll go with that.
We have an underground part, and then the ground level, and then a loft.
A loft. So many couples test the limits of their relationships by pursuing separate goals. I really enjoy your guys' interplay. Did you know it from the start? I really think, Rating Matt, thank you very much for the super chat. I think that it can be an issue. Well, I guess if you're pursuing separate goals, that could be an issue. But I think doing this type of lifestyle can really test sort of a couple's kind of patience. It can be really tough on a relationship. So I think you kind of have to kind of respect each other's space and give each other that space when they need it.
Yeah, but it really helps if you have the same goals
kind of working toward that. It really helps.
And if you can communicate with each other.
Communication is very important. Keep that open and just be honest and maybe not too honest. And keep it light sometimes, Keep a sense of humor. But that is it. That's our time. Thank you very much all for joining us tonight. Saturday's video is all about the eaves. I can't wait for you guys to see that. It's looking very cool. So look forward to that. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thursday nights is always one of the best nights. I love it. Thank you so much to our moderators. They're in blue, always doing an amazing job. Check those guys out. And have a good night. We'll see you guys Saturday. Saturday's video. All right, have a good night, y'all.
Night.